Terra Tokens can be used to purchase a handful of super valuable items from trading rockets and Planet Crafter, most notably blueprints for Tier 2 lockers, Tier 2 drones, and the cooking station, as well as various fuses. You can earn them by trading in specific items with the trading rocket or by finding Terra Tokens out in the world. Earning Terra Tokens is also required for one of the endings to the game. In total, you'll need tons of Terra Tokens, but I'll show you the best ways to gather them. Ultimately, the best way to get Terra Tokens in a short period of time is to do portal runs, as you can find large amounts of Terra Tokens in distant wrecks. Plus, you can find fuses that are worth thousands of tokens, but I personally find them a bit boring and wanted to make an efficient, automated solution for generating tokens. You likely already know you can check this box on your trading rockets and then use drones to drop resources into them to automate the entire process. The question is, which resources are the most efficient to mass produce, and you might be surprised by the answer. I did some math looking at the total production time for each resource you can trade in to figure out which ones yield tokens the quickest. The top resources are pulsar quartz, fusion energy cells, circuit boards, high quality food, and fabric. Notably, rods are quite expensive to produce given their yield, and cookies take a ton of resources to craft. Importantly though, fusion energy cells take 3 pulsar quartz, so it's actually a little more efficient to just trade in pulsar quartz rather than fusion energy cells, but either are okay and ultimately the best thing to mass produce for tokens. Circuit boards are great, but you'll likely end up being limited by how many mushroom seeds you can get. High quality food is similar, but with simple components, and it may be limited by how many bean seeds you can get. Fabric is also pretty good, a simple thing to mass produce, and it takes minimal space to do so. Now, it's hard to factor in the cost of the extractors gathering the raw materials, how far your drones may have to move around the map, and the fact that higher quantities of lower payout items do take more trading rockets. But overall, I think some of the cheaper options can still be competitive because of the lower investment. So I personally opted to lean into pulsar quartz and fusion energy cells over time, and also max out what I can do with circuit boards and high quality food. But to be honest, I'm quite fond of fabric farming due to its decent efficiency, how cheap it is, and its overall simplicity. Silk generators are pretty easy to make, the only issue is that it takes 3 uncommon larvae to make silkworms, and you have to find those on the ground. You can build a larva farming platform in the Lost City to gather uncommon larvae and the occasional golden butterfly. Or more easily, you can take all the bee larvae generated by your tier 2 beehives and recycle them into uncommon larvae and also get the fertilizer you need. Then you can even recycle the mutagen and get the bacteria sample, and then have all the materials you need to turn that larva into a silkworm. This makes it super easy to make a giant fabric farm as long as you have enough extractors and water collectors for the other components. Then of course, let's not forget that production fuses can be used in an optimizer to reduce the production time for nearly everything that's gathering the resources you're using to generate Terra Tokens, with food growth being the one exception. I'd also add that while things like rods are inefficient, you'll still want to set up overflows so that when your storage is full, your extractors will keep producing and turning that into Terra Tokens if nothing else is needed. Lastly, if you're finding your drones not working quite right as you scale up, you may want to check out my other video on efficiently using drones to keep your automation running smoothly. I personally found this whole area of the game super rewarding, and if this has helped you get rich in Terra Tokens, please consider liking the video or subscribing if you want more stuff like this. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you for watching.